Hey guys, welcome back to episode 3 of THEIF. I'm so happy that you're joining me for a third week, and I have loved this journey with y'all so far, so let's jump right into it. So this week, my youngest cousin turned 21. And as I was thinking about her and sending her all the fun birthday vibes, I was thinking about a conversation she and I had a couple years ago when she was still in high school and I had just entered college. And she said to me, "Sydney, I want to be just like you when I grow up." And my answer back to her was, "Reagan, I don't want you to be like me when you grow up. I want you to be you when you grow up." I can't wait to meet her. And I remember she reflected on that advice in a birthday card she wrote me a couple years ago when I had just graduated from grad school. And I didn't realize the impact that it made on her in the moment, and that it had stuck with her for years to come after I had said what I said. And it got me thinking this week about the way I show up for myself and the way that that translates into me showing up for others. One of the things I struggled with this week a lot was comparison. And we do this all the time. And I say we because there's not enough people talking about the fact that it's okay that we're all going through the same thing right now. There are people who don't love their job. There are people who are struggling at home or in their relationship, and no one's wanting to talk about it because we're so bombarded with a highlight reel all the time. And that makes it really, really difficult and often really, really lonely when things aren't going our way. And so how does that reflect, or what does that reflection look like rather, when something's not going right for me and I go internal instead of looking for the external factors that I need to change around me or asking for the external help that I need? So this week, comparison really got me. And one of the things that I did to stop myself from that cycle of comparison was I stopped and I said, okay, you're admiring what this person's doing and how much money that person has and the lifestyle this person has, and you're admiring all of these things and doing a great job of turning your perspective from jealousy into admiration, and yet you're still feeling unsatisfied. So what's the point if I'm consistently doing the work to admire and cheer for other people when I want those things myself? Well, the way that I turned it around this week, instead of wallowing in the comparison, which is easy to do, I ended up making sure that the person that I was comparing myself to at the end of the day was who I wanted to be in a year, who I wanted to be in 5 years, in 10 years, in 20 years. And so I said to myself, and I wrote down a list, okay, where am I right now? On July, whenever it was, 21st, 19th, whenever, where am I at, and where do I want to be a year from now? What do I want to have accomplished? What do I want my business to look like? What do I want my career to look like? What do I want my life to look like? How are my relationships? What do those look like? And from there, how do I create a plan? My dad has this saying that hope is not a plan. And I love that because I think that's so indicative of the fact that you cannot hope that life is just gonna turn out the way that you want it to. You have to plan for the things that you want and how to get there. And I think sometimes when we're setting goals or we have a vision, it can become so big and so large and feel so far away that in order for us to get there, it can feel impossible. And so how do we create the blueprint? How do we create the small steps to get ourselves to the big stuff, the big shit that we want to accomplish? So that's what I did this week, was I took the comparison away from other people. And I just turned it back around and I put the mirror in front of me and said, this is who you should be comparing to all the time. This is the video that you should watch a year from now on July 22nd, 2019 and go, wow, look at what I did in the past 365 days. What was I able to create? Who was I able to empower? Who was I able to inspire and inform? And what impact did I make in my own life and the lives of other people? Now, that happens to be near and dear to my heart. That may not be what you're going for right now, but the concept is the same. Taking the comparison away from other people and instead applying the things that you're admiring and maybe right now coveting from other people's life, and then putting it into perspective and saying, what can I compare to who I am right now, to who I want to be, and how am I going to get there? And maybe those things that I've been comparing myself to, or the people that I've been comparing myself to, maybe those are some of the things that I want to put in that 1-year vision. Maybe I want to have those things a year from now. So that was what I was working on this week, making sure that I am practicing what I'm preaching. I know I talk a lot about goals and I talk a lot about how to be successful in personal development, and I'm in it right now with y'all. So if there is anyone out there who's watching this video and doesn't necessarily feel like they've got anybody on their side, I'm on your side. I'm going through the same thing you're going through right now. Everyone else is going through the same thing you're going through too. It just may look a little bit different. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching sid.tv. Of course, I want you to leave this video feeling informed, inspired, and most of all, empowered, and with a lot of momentum going into your work week. That's why I do these videos on Sundays. Thanks again for watching episodes 1 and 2 if you've stuck with me for these first 3 weeks, and I can't wait to talk to you next week. Can't wait to hear about all the big shit you're doing.